What's up, everybody? Yo, what's up? What's up? So today we're gonna be talking about the song that I made, which is hold on. Tell your mama what I taught you won't believe me. Let me show you something. Nephew, let me show you something. Nephew, let me show you something. Hold on, sorry, let me show you something. Nephew, let me show you. Nephew, let me show you something. Nephew, let me show you something. Hey, let me show you something. Oh, you know you want. Tell your mama what I. Okay, that's crazy. Hold on, sorry. There was a short that I had to watch. A goofy short. So basically, guys, I know you guys noticed that I made a new song. How can I survive it? Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes, sir. They said this was a chill place. They said this was a happy place. Not gonna lie, everyone. So, I know this was posted a day ago, but I kind of made another Five Nights at Freddy's song. Literally just like a minute ago or like a few minutes ago. And bro, it goes so hard. Hey guys, I said don't go in Five Nights at Freddy's and y'all went in. You probably about to die now. Probably about to be stuffed in a suit. You better crank it. So the song is not released yet, but I'm gonna show you guys early release. Basically, I think I'm gonna post it in a week. What's up, big boy? You sus, man. You sus me. But hold on, actually. I thought I just heard something. Oh, no, what? I have an idea. Since the trail lives over there, I'm gonna go on a walk in a bit, and then I'm gonna go to Thornton's. So oh my god. I didn't even realize that the NFL games were on. Cardinals are getting spanked. Oof. Oh no. Joe Burrow? Oof. No, it seems like Joe Burrow's actually gonna retire soon. I feel like that's gonna happen. Hold on. Can you pick it? One interception, 4 sacks. So they definitely got folded. It was 31-0. Four sacks. Both quarterbacks have had 4 sacks. Okay. Oh, rushing touchdown. Who's out? Cause Kareem Hunt is out. Oof. Hold on, there's some other games. Hold on. Oh, I know. I noticed the Bengals are getting fold. Oh my! I almost had a heart attack. Literally. 41-20. I'm almost about to laugh. No, actually, no. I'm gonna calm down. It ain't that deep.
Dang, that is just crazy, though. The Bills. Drake May had threw an interception. Oof. The Browns are actually getting demolished, which is actually not even surprising. Okay, this man's averaging 12 yards. Shedeur Sanders. He's thrown 2 interceptions, making it. He has 5 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Caleb Williams is actually having a good year, which I'm actually not surprised. He's about to have like 21. Come on, no. Hey, yo, you menace to CD. Hold on. Hold on. Wait, what? Hold on, I didn't check the Jets game. Oof. Trevor Lawrence has 4 touchdowns. That's crazy. Not gonna lie, that's actually crazy. All right, who betted on the Raiders? Because I'm just gonna tell you now, you should have never placed Joe Bet on the Raiders. I just realized they have the punter, not punter, kicker, Dicker the kicker. The Jets. Oh my god. That is just like the funniest name, though. Defense. Wait, what? Okay, I'm not gonna ask. Actually, a clean ball, though. 16-13. Let me check something real quick. How far away are we from making a touchdown? Ew, not Pacheco, but -2 yards. Even if we make the field goal, it's gonna be 16-16, which is still gonna be good. And if we get an interception, we might be able to win, probably. This has been an interesting touchdown, though. Or a rushing touchdown. Interesting. No, it's crazy. Once your quarterback has more rushing yards than most of your running backs, that's how you know that you need to get another running back or a better running back. Like, literally. Okay, I don't know why they did it twice, but I get it. All right, game. Ooh, this actually gives us a good opportunity, though. The Chargers are at their thing because we have an interception. But what if we get them? What if we get a safety? Yes. Yeah. Perfect plan. No gain. Kareem Hunt. Did he fumble it? Oh no. So invested. Damn. Hold on, wait. Did they make another touchdown? Just in 2 plays is crazy though. Like literally just in 2 plays. Wait, hold on. Bryce Thomas Jr., I know this man better have like 2 touchdowns in this game. Because they're literally about to have 50 points, bro. He better have like... I'm about to crash out. How is your... Ooh. How does the running back have more touchdowns than you as a receiver? They're just wasting his potential at this point. Like literally. Like I'm about to crash out because this man has 2 touchdowns, basically. 2! Rest in cheeks. Because that is crazy. Literally. Alright, back to what we were doing.
You don't want to go to Finance at Freddy's. You don't want to go to Finance at Freddy's. You don't want to go there because you'll die. Be stuffed in a suit. You'll turn into an animatronic and try to kill a night guard. You don't want to go to Finance at Freddy's. No, don't want to go. Don't want to go there. You might die and turn into an animatronic. You don't want to go. No, go, go, go. Yeah. Don't
Mars.
go. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go.
Whoever made the beat is so dope, though. Because they made it the animatronics. We literally have jump scares as our thing. That's how funny it is. Not gonna lie, hold on. 5 touchdowns. Finally, Trevor Lawrence is locking in. I can't believe Trevor Lawrence was the first overall pick. At some point. At this point, like, he hasn't played like he should be the first overall pick at some times. Wait, what? Don't tell me both quarterbacks threw an interception. Okay, never mind. Ooh, no, I have an actual idea. Oh my god. Oh no. The Patriots are about to lose. Not gonna lie, this season doesn't even make any sense though. Like, hold on. Y'all, like, we're at the point where, like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, Chiefs and Ravens not making the Super Bowl. How dumb would that be? Because once the Chiefs and Ravens go up against each other, they look like they're the best two teams that should go up against each other because they play so funny some of the times. And then the same thing with the Bills versus the Chiefs. Every time, like, they play so competitive, like they want to win. We're to the point where the Bears are winning the division. We're at the point like almost the Seahawks are going to win the division. Eagles winning the division makes sense, literally. But the Patriots, the Steelers, the Jags. Don't make me crash out. And then the Bears. What sense does this make? What is this season? Literally, tell me what is this season? Okay, some of these are realistic. Like the Raiders being trashed, the Tennessee Titans being trashed, the Browns being trashed. That makes sense. The Jets as well. The Giants make sense. Vikings don't even make sense. The Saints being trashed, that makes sense. Even the Cardinals make sense of being trashed. But everything else is just like, what is happening? Like, what? Like, who wrote the script for this year? They're like, ooh, I have an idea. What if we do this? But we fuck it up twice. We make sure the Chiefs and the Ravens don't make the playoffs. They're like that. Like, literally. And it's to the point where most of this doesn't even make sense. I guess the Bengals not making the playoffs last year was kind of weird, though. Literally. Well, say goodbye to the Oh, yep. The game is over. The Ravens win against the Bengals, which is actually not surprising. Joe Burrow now has 8 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. And no, I need to talk to you Bengal fans first. And ownership. Why are y'all not protecting your quarterback? He's thrown 3 sacks. They say that they're working on it, but I know that's cap. Have they ever invested literally in their quarterback? Like, they're investing in the defense. Oh, yay! And their receivers. And I know Joe Burrow opted for pay cut, like, to not get that much money. The Bengals are like, no, we don't have to do it. Like, literally, like what is happening? How do you expect your quarterback to make good throws and stuff once they're getting sacked half of the time? Like, literally. Like, tell me how. Like, how? It still shows the Ravens at 6-7. The Ravens are 6-7. I'm joking. Why are they not? Why is it not appearing that they're 7-7. The Ravens are probably going to make the playoffs. Only if they win their next few games, which I think their last few games are going to get like a little bit harder. Like, what are the next few games? The Patriots, the Packers, and then the Steelers. Though, okay, I could see them losing only one of them. Or like actually two of them. They're gonna lose against probably the Patriots. They're probably gonna win over the Packers, maybe lose over the Steelers. I mean, I don't find them losing all three. Like, are they going for it? But the Saints being not the Saints, the Bengals being trash does make sense. Guys, think about it. If you don't protect your quarterback, you don't do that. What do you think's gonna happen? Your quarterback's getting constantly injured every single year. Because your team doesn't want to invest in their offensive line. And then they say, oh, yeah, we're actually doing it. That's so cap. Like, don't lie to me. Like, stop lying. Like, I can like watch a video of microphone. Hey, don't look at me like that, guys.
Yo, fellas.
An offer from Hard Rock Dead just dropped. I think we gotta go for this.
I think you gotta grip it and rip it.
Why do I make that
I
noise?
think we should grip it.
And rip it.
New customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win.
Ever changed a tire before? Don't pay. I just wanted to help people by sharing dad advice on TikTok.
Well, y'all see nothing.
Throw the big fish over I'm not a dad to just my own kids, but to the millions of people that just need to hear, you've got this.
No!
If I want to keep doing this, I have to have fun doing it.
Winning is fun. Losing is not. He knows he's got the ability to be an all-time great. There's no doubt I'd be a little nervous.
I thought this was an AI. I'm not. Did this really happen? I don't really know nothing about it at the end of the day. From what I see the same person every day. You know, he comes to work, he loves work. You know what I'm saying?
On Wednesday, Joe Burrow stood at a podium and said something that should terrify every Bengals fan.
If I want to keep doing this, I have to have fun doing it. You know, I've been through a lot, and if it's not fun, then what am I doing it for?
Oh, that is
When
true.
asked if his frustration was about football or something personal, Joe Burrow said this.
All the above.
Now look, I've covered a lot of NFL stories on this channel. Players say stuff to the media all the time, but this was way different because I've heard these exact same words before. As a matter of fact, it's what got me to start this YouTube channel. From another #1 overall pick, another generational talent, another guy whose team refused to protect him until it was too late. His name was Andrew Luck, and 6 years ago, he walked away from football at 29 years old, the same age Joe Burrow is right now. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand why the Bengals might be making the exact same mistake that the Colts made with Luck. We're going to look at the injuries, the offensive line failures, and the contracts that might have sealed Joe Burrow's fate. And then I'm going to ask you a question that nobody wants to answer. Is this Joe Burrow's fault from the get-go, or is it the Cincinnati Bengals' fault for not putting him in a good spot to succeed in the first place? So I have a brief announcement before we get to the content. If you took my Thursday night football picks from my Instagram,
No, y'all have to hear this.
Congratulations on 3xing your money. The pick I gave on this YouTube channel unfortunately didn't hit. George Pickens didn't have a touchdown, but 2 out of the 3 legs hit. But over the past week,
Oops.
George Pickens didn't have a touchdown, but 2 out of the 3 legs hit. But over the past week, we are now over $2,000 made on Prize Picks, and I'm going to keep giving you picks on my Instagram story and in my YouTube videos. First, to sign up for Prize Picks, make sure you use my promo code microphone to get $50 when you make a play of $5 or more. Now, if you go in the description down below and you click that WAP link, we are profiting on a weekly basis over there. And I also give additional picks on my Instagram story at The Flight Mike. And thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring today's video. Mike check 1212. What's going on, everybody? Before we talk about Joe Burrow, you need to understand what happened to Andrew Luck. Because if you're too young to remember or you just forgot, this story is insane. Now, we did a whole deep dive into what happened to Andrew Luck, but here's a brief overview. Andrew Luck was supposed to be the next Peyton Manning. The first overall pick in 2012, a Stanford guy, crazy smart. The Colts went 2-14 the year before to 11-5 in his rookie season. He set the rookie record for passing yards. He made the playoffs in each of his first 3 years. He got to the AFC Championship game. This dude was everything Indianapolis hoped he would be. But here's the thing that nobody talks about enough. The Colts had a general manager named Ryan Grigson, and this guy absolutely refused to build an offensive line. I'm not exaggerating. From 2012 to 2015, Ryan Grigson spent all of his money on defense. He kept signing expensive free agents on that side of the ball, while Luck was getting destroyed behind one of the worst offensive lines in football. According to Sharp Football Analysis, Andrew Luck was the most pressured and most hit quarterback in the entire NFL during Ryan Grigson's time as GM. 2 of the 5 starters on his 2015 offensive line were undrafted free agents. The other guys that Grigson drafted, they were so bad that they didn't even last through their rookie contracts. And what happened? Luck started breaking down. Shoulder injuries, a lacerated kidney. Like, literally, his kidney got damaged from a hit. He played through pain for years. He missed the entire 2017 season rehabbing his shoulder. Then in 2018, he came back and looked incredible. He threw for 4,500 yards, 39 touchdowns, and 1 comeback player of the year. Everyone thought he was back. Everyone thought the nightmare was over. Then on August 24th, 2019, during the preseason, ESPN broke the news that Andrew Luck was retiring at 29 years old, right before the season started. At his press conference, Luck said this.
I'm in pain. I'm still in pain. I've been in this cycle. I mean, it's been 4 years of this injury pain rehab cycle, and the reality is I have this, and I've had this, and shoulder and ankle and this, and I can't live the life that I want to live moving forward. Sure.
The fans at the stadium that night actually booed him as he walked off the field, one of the most talented quarterbacks of his generation. And they booed him because they didn't understand. They didn't get that the Colts organization had literally broken this man. Now, here's why I'm telling you all of this, because Joe Burrow, he's living the exact same nightmare, and I don't think enough people realize it yet. Let me walk you through Joe Burrow's injury history, because when you see it all laid out, it's actually kind of horrifying. It starts before he even got to the NFL, back in 2017 at Ohio State. Burrow broke a bone in his throwing hand during practice, required surgery. Then in January 2020, during the national championship game at LSU, he tore his rib cartilage in the first half against Clemson. And you know what he did? He played through it. He threw for 463 yards and 5 touchdowns, won the game, won the Heisman, and got drafted first overall. But then he gets to Cincinnati and everything falls apart. November 2020, his rookie year, Burrow gets hit by 2 defenders against Washington. His knee buckles, torn ACL, torn MCL, torn PCL, partial meniscus tear, 4 different ligaments damaged on 1 play. His rookie season was over. He comes back in 2021 and looks amazing, wins comeback player of the year, takes the Bengals to the Super Bowl for the first time since 1988. But in that Super Bowl against the Rams, he gets sacked 7 times. That's the most sacks any quarterback has ever taken in a Super Bowl. And on one of those sacks, he sprains his MCL. Then in July of 2022, his appendix literally bursts during training camp. Emergency surgery, rushed to the hospital, missed 3 weeks. November of 2023, he's playing against the Ravens and tears a ligament in his throwing wrist. Season over again. That's his second season-ending injury in 4 years. And then this year, 2025, week 2 against the Jaguars, he gets sacked and suffers a grade 3 turf toe injury, requires surgery, and misses 10 weeks. So let's add this up. In 6 NFL seasons, Joe Burrow has suffered 3 season-ending injuries. He's only played 3 full seasons. The man has been sacked 201 times since 2020. That's the second most in the entire league, behind only Russell Wilson. His 2.83 sacks per game is the 9th worst rate in NFL history for any quarterback with at least 50 games played. And here's the stat that should make every Bengals fan sick to their stomach. According to ESPN research, Joe Burrow has never, not once in his career, played behind an offensive line that ranked above 27th in pass block win rate. Remember what I said at the beginning about the Bengals making the same mistake as the Colts? Here's where it gets really ugly. Adam Schefter put out a stat after Joe Burrow's turf toe injury that blew my mind. Since the Bengals drafted Joe Burrow in 2020, here's where their offensive line has ranked in pass block win rate. In 2020, it was 29th. In 2021, it was 30th. In 2022, it was 30th. In 2023, it was 27th. In 2024, it was 32nd. Dead last in the entire NFL. And this year, it's 28th. 6 years. Not a single season above the bottom quartile. Warren Sharp, who does some of the best football analysis out there, said it best. No other team comes close to that level of sustained failure. Sharp also pointed out something else that's insane. No quarterback in the league has been hit quicker or more violently than Joe Burrow. The Bengals have allowed the most quick pressures, meaning hits that come within 2.5 seconds of the snap. Defenders are getting to Burrow before he can even finish his drop back. And it's not just the personnel, it's the scheme as well. Zach Taylor's offense has Burrow in shotgun more than almost any quarterback in football. They rarely use motion. They barely run play action. So defenses don't have to respect the run at all. They can just tee off on Burrow every single play. You want to know the really frustrating part? The Bengals keep saying they've addressed the offensive line. They signed Orlando Brown Jr. to a 4-year, $64 million deal. They drafted Amarius Mims in the first round. They brought in Ted Karras and Dylan Fairchild. And it's still terrible. Every single year, they revamp the line. Every single year, it's still bottom tier. Every single year, Joe Burrow ends up on the ground. In 2021, when the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, they allowed 51 sacks during the regular season, the most in the NFL. Then in the playoffs, Burrow took 19 more sacks, which is the most any quarterback has ever taken in a single postseason. And in that Super Bowl against the Rams, 7 sacks. The offensive line completely collapsed in the biggest game of their lives. They were minutes away from winning a Super Bowl, and the offensive line couldn't protect their quarterback long enough to get it done. In all fairness, that offensive line was also going up against Dante Fowler Jr., Aaron Donald, and Von Miller. But that's besides the point. Does this all sound familiar? Because that's exactly what happened to Andrew Luck in his playoff runs too. Okay, so here's where it gets complicated. And honestly, this is the part of the video where I want you guys to really think about this because there's no easy answer. The Bengals have invested heavily in their roster, like really heavily. Let me break down the contracts. Joe Burrow signed a 5-year, $275 million extension in September of 2023. At the time, it made him the highest paid player in NFL history. $55 billion per year, $219 million guaranteed. His cap hit in 2025 is $46 million. Then in March of 2025, they signed Jamar Chase to a 4-year, $161 million extension. That's $40.25 million per year, the highest ever for a non-quarterback, $112 million guaranteed. On that same day, they extended T. Higgins, 4 years, $115 million. He's now the highest paid number 2 receiver in football. And then there's Trey Hendrickson, who led the league in sacks last year. He held out all training camp until they gave him a $14 million raise, bumping his 2025 salary to $30 million. So let's add this up. The Bengals are paying their quarterback $55 million a year, their top receiver $40 million, their second receiver almost $29 million, their best pass rusher $30 million. That's over $150 million in cap space committed to 4 players, and the offensive line is still bottom 5 in the league. So here's the question I want you to think about, and I really want you to drop your answer in the comment section down below because I'm genuinely curious what you guys think about all this. Is all of this Joe Burrow's fault? Because here's the thing.
Guys, why did I just see our backup quarterback just throw the ball? Where's Patrick Mahomes at? I know this man did not just get injured. We're cooked. We're actual cooked. If Mahomes is injured at this point, we're cooked, fam. We're actually cooked.
Burrow has said publicly multiple times that he's willing to restructure his contract. Back in February of 2025, he went on a whole media tour talking about it.
You know, we have the cap space to get it done.
Right.
You know, I want to make it happen. Everybody involved, Trey, T, Jamar, Mike G, we all want to stay together. You can get those things done.
So they said, hey, we need you to restructure. It's something you'd consider.
Of course. And those discussions are ongoing.
You know what we need? We need a better backup quarterback. For real, for real.
I'm confident that I think we're going to be able to do what it takes to bring T back, that I'm going to do what it takes to get him back, and so is he. We've had those talks, so we need to give him what he's worth and what he deserves. He's earned that.
This is Cincinnati now. That ownership, you confident that they're going to be willing to keep all of those guys?
The cap is going up each year.
He literally said he'd take less money to keep the team together. But here's what's interesting. The Bengals never actually needed him to do that. According to Over the Cap, before they made all these moves, the Bengals had around $83 million in potential cap space for 2025 if they cut some of their underperforming veterans. They have the money, they just chose to spend it on receivers and pass rushers instead of offensive linemen. And look, I get it. Jamar Chase is a generational talent. T. Higgins is a legitimate number one receiver on most teams. Trey Hendrickson is one of the best pass rushers in football. You don't want to lose those guys. But at what cost? The Colts made the same calculation with Andrew Luck. They kept investing in skill positions and defense while neglecting the offensive line. And their franchise quarterback retired at 29 because his body couldn't take it anymore. Now Joe Burrow is 29. He missed half of his NFL.
Okay, we kicked the field goal here at 16-16. And then it goes into overtime, and then we have to win in overtime. Because I don't know why our backups.
And he's standing at a podium asking himself if football is even fun anymore. So whose fault is it really? Is it on Joe Burrow for taking every dollar he could get instead of leaving more money on the table for linemen? Or is it the Bengals organization for continuously prioritizing flashy skill players over the guys who keep their quarterback upright? Personally, I think the blame falls on the organization because at the end of the day, Joe Burrow did his job. He signed the contract that the Bengals offered him. He showed up and played at an MVP level when healthy. He even volunteered to restructure his deal. The Bengals are the ones who keep trotting out bottom five offensive lines year after year. They're the ones who watched the Colts destroy Andrew Luck and decided to follow the same blueprint anyway. Which brings us to the question that everyone is afraid to ask out loud. Could Joe Burrow actually retire? Look, I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but when you listen to what Joe Burrow has been saying over the past year and a half, there's a pattern that's hard to ignore. Back in June 2024, after his wrist surgery, Joe Burrow said this: whenever the injuries start to stack up, your football mortality kind of comes into the back of your mind. That's definitely something I've thought about and something I've had to fight through. Football mortality, that's a phrase you don't hear from 27-year-old quarterbacks. That's a phrase you hear from guys at the end of their careers. And Joe Burrow was already thinking about it before the turf toe injury even happened. Then there's what he said after the Bills loss earlier this month, when the Bengals fell to 4-9 and
Why? Hold on. Hold on, guys. Why is our backup quarterback playing, bro? That's my question. We lost, but hold on. Here's my question. The backup quarterback just threw an interception. Oh, my God. Where's Patrick Mahomes at? Is he good? Because is he like injured? Because there's no way. Hold on, guys. Let me show you guys. There's no way this dude should be playing right now. Literally, this dude. You see this dude? Throw an interception, not Patrick Mahomes. I guess, actually, no, Patrick Mahomes did throw an interception, but Why did he start? Like, is Mahomes injured? Oh my God. Don't let it be turf toe, I swear. It's about to be turf toe. Wait, hold on. Mahomes is out. Left knee injury. Well, we're cooked. We're actually cooked.
Even happened. Then there's what he said after the Bills loss earlier this month, when the Bengals fell to 4-9 and basically got eliminated from playoff contention.
Like I said, I knew it was going to be an uphill battle for us when I was coming back, and that's, that wasn't really in my thought process too much. I just wanted to come back and put on a show and play well in front of everybody.
Did you catch that? He didn't say he came back to win a championship. He didn't say he came back to make the playoffs. He said he came back to put on a show. Like, he's already accepted that this season and maybe more seasons to come are about individual performances, not team success. And then on December 10th, the press conference that started this whole video.
If I want to keep doing this, I have to have fun doing it. I've been through a lot, and if it's not fun, then what am I doing it for?
It's difficult to have fun given the season, what you've been through physically, emotionally, all of it.
Fans immediately started comparing him to Andrew Luck. I even tweeted out a reply to this tweet of Andrew Luck. And here's the scary part. When Andrew Luck retired in 2019, he had $24 million left on his contract. He walked away from generational wealth because his body and mind couldn't take it anymore. Joe Burrow has way more than that on the line. His contract runs through 2029. He's got over $100 million in future guarantees. Walking away would mean leaving 9 figures on the table. But you know what? Andrew Luck was a Stanford guy who majored in architectural design. He wanted to travel the world with his wife. He wanted to be a dad without worrying about whether the next hit would end his career. Joe Burrow, he's already got more money than he could ever spend. He's already been to a Super Bowl. He's already cemented his legacy as one of the most talented quarterbacks of this generation. If the injuries keep piling up, if the offensive line keeps failing him, if the losing keeps mounting, would it really be that surprising if Joe Burrow decided that enough was enough?
So he's played 13 fewer games and been sacked 29 more times than Andrew Luck was. The organization has failed him. Defense has not held up its end of the bargain. If I were his employer and I was somebody that wanted to keep him in the organization, that would have my attention. And I'll tell you this, other teams in the league took notice of that. I can tell you that for a fact. I know that.
So here's where we're at. The Cincinnati Bengals are 4-9. They have a 1% chance of making the playoffs. Joe Burrow just came back from his 3rd season-ending injury in 6 years, and he's publicly questioning whether he's having fun anymore. The organization has poured hundreds of millions of dollars into receivers, pass rushers, and their quarterback, but they've never given Joe Burrow an offensive line that ranks above the bottom quarter of the league. Not once in 6 years. Meanwhile, Andrew Luck's ghost looms over everything. A cautionary tale about what happens when you don't protect your franchise QB. A reminder that even the most talented players in the world will eventually break if you keep letting them get hit. I'm not saying Joe Burrow is going to retire tomorrow. I'm not even saying that he's going to retire in the next few years. But when a 29-year-old quarterback who's been through what he's been through starts talking about whether football is fun anymore, you have to at least acknowledge the possibility. The Bengals Eagles have a choice to make. They can keep doing what they've been doing, paying premium prices for skilled position players while trotting out mediocre offensive lines, and hope Joe Burrow's body holds up long enough to win a championship, or they can look at what happened to the Colts and look at what's happening to their own quarterback and finally make protecting Joe Burrow the actual priority instead of just saying it is. Because if they don't, if they keep letting him get hit like this, we might be watching the beginning of the end for one of the most talented quarterbacks in NFL history. And just like with Andrew Luck, by the time everybody realizes what's happening, it's already going to be too late to do anything about it. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down
We literally have like the
Besides
worst
that,
backup
I'm your boy
quarterback.
Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
Literally. The worst backup quarterback. You know, he had like he had 20 yards and an interception. Can we like get a better quarterback, to be our backup? Because in 2024, when he was on the Raiders, 10 interceptions, 9 touchdowns. That's just trash at that point. Well, Mahomes is out, so. Whew. Well, our chance of making the playoffs is gone, like 0. At this point, our chance of making the playoffs is literally 0 because we have a backup quarterback playing who is trash at ball.
Mike, until our next upload.
Literally. Good news is, I know that there's about to be like another few games. Guys, Phillip Rivers. Let's see if Phillip Rivers actually does goated. If he does anything good. We don't know if he's going to win this, so he's probably going to lose. "44-year-old. "421 touchdowns. What is his longest touchdown? Oh, 84. Wow. We're gonna see if he can do anything. Oh wow! And the last team he played for was the Indianapolis Colts. Interesting. Oh my God, guys. If Phillip Rivers makes the Colts wins and then they go into the playoffs with Phillip Rivers, they actually might be able to win the playoffs and make the Super Bowl, and this would be Phillip Rivers' first Super Bowl win. Oh my God.
It's the Monsters Inc. game on Monday Night Football. That's pretty exciting, isn't it? It doesn't matter if it is the Monsters Inc. game. You do not have a friend in me. That's from Toy Story, dummy. We've never seen a Disney movie, dude. I'm just saying that you should be scared of us tonight, and we're going to use your screams as fuel. Okay, no, that sounds like a reference to Monsters Inc. I wouldn't know, and I certainly don't care. You might care that you start the game with a punt before Justin Herbert welcomes Amarion Hampton back with a touchdown pass. We join you on the scoreboard with a field goal and force a punt. We force a punt. We do again. But Deshaun Hand intercepts Jalen Hurts. He fumbles. Jalen recovers it. Jalen fumbles. Troy Dye recovers. We kick a field goal, but I really want to see what Mike Wazowski looked like on that play. Oh, shut up, you dweeb. Hurts is picked by Dante Jackson. And the next play, Herbert is strip sacked. Byron Young recovers. We kick a field goal. Then Herbert is intercepted by Adoree Jackson. What do you think about that? I think this is sloppy football broadcast on Disney+. I mean, it's only the first half. No worries, right? Hakuna Matata. Dude, that's from The Lion King. Huh? We're just speaking Swahili, and we kick another field goal. You missed before halftime, and we start the second half with a field goal. We do too, before we force a punt, and Saquon Barkley runs in a 52-yard touchdown, showing off his speed. Ka-chow! That's Lightning McQueen from Cars. It all sounds like hieroglyphics to me. I don't know what any of it means, but our defense forces a punt. Hurts throws the interception hat trick, picked by Cam Hart, and we kick a field goal to tie it, and you punt. You punt. Jake Elliott kicks a field goal to take the lead with just over 2 minutes to play, and Cameron Dicker's kick ties it with 8 seconds left. We didn't really want to go into overtime tonight, but we just gotta let it go. Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Seriously, bro? Seriously? You know what, dude? You can act cold to me if you want. The cold never bothered me anyway. Frozen! That is Elsa from Frozen! Ugh. We get the ball first in OT, and Dicker kicks the 54-yard field goal. Now it's our ball. We can kick for the tie or score for the win as long as we just keep swimming. That is clearly from Finding Nemo. It's just an analogy to keep moving forward, as if we were like, under the sea. You even said it just like the Jamaican crab from The Little Mermaid. I don't know what to tell you, dude. We convert on a 3rd and 16, get bailed out on a 4th down that moves us into field goal range, so at the very least, we can tie. Hurts is intercepted for a 4th time. Tony Jefferson seals the game in overtime. And I feel really excited about that, but now I just feel kind of awkward. Too bad we couldn't score one more point, right? We're going to 23-19. That's the code for human contamination in Monsters Inc. Can you please shut up? We're kind of going through something here. Yeah, you know what? You seem like you need some space. Peace out, Ohana. Ohana means family. Go! It's the
Go!
This is knockoff crime. How is this legal? And I want to know if these knockoff snacks are actually worth buying. Starting with flavoring, which is clearly a knockoff of Kool-Aid. This thing is
Y'all hear nothing.
3 years old. How does it compare? It's definitely expired. Don't buy that. Maybe Walmart's Frosted Flakes will be better. This one actually can't be legal. They literally took the name. I ran out of milk. So, that is so good. But how will the Walmart brand compare? Oh, man. I can't believe I'm saying this. I like the Walmart brand better. But what about knockoff crime? Look familiar? Unmatched taste and flavors. We'll see about that. Now, they have 4 flavors, but let's try the fruit punches. I forgot how good this was. But how's the knockoff? Oh, just by trying. This is knockoff crime. How is this? I found the weirdest knockoff snacks, and I'm about to try.
Yeah, I'm not watching anything.
Nowadays, people like to copy everything, whether it's games, books, or even soap. Doesn't everyone use Dave? But snacks are no exception.
What? I use Dave.
We'll be ranking all of them, starting with Ranchitas. They literally look identical. They came out 30 years after Doritos. But to be honest with you, they actually look pretty good. They're the same amount of calories.
What, you guys don't use Dave?
How is this even legal? But at the end of the day, the only thing I really care about is the taste. Those are interesting. And the only difference I see is that they're nacho cheese, but with jalapeno. Oh, what in the world? I'm so beyond confused. So to be honest with you, I kind of like it. Ranchitas, I'm putting them at B tier. Which reminds me, the best knockoff snack by the end of the video will be crowned with So Original, It's Almost Criminal. So good job, Ranchitas. You're in the lead. for now.
Y'all hear nothing.
Next up, Smart Sweet's Sweet Fish.
Oh, that sounds so yummy.
Or Swedish
What? I'm hungry.
fish. Obviously, it's a knockoff of Swedish fish, but on the bright side, at least it's a healthier option. It's great that they're healthier, but if they're not better, I mean, who cares? Let's be honest. So I put them side by.
That actually does look good, though. Not gonna lie, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go get some food. No, it's funny. We have cake mix, but actually, hold on. Wait, do we have eggs? Okay, I just checked if we had eggs. We did have eggs. We can make a cake if we wanted to, but we're probably not going to. I'm gonna wait for the stream to get to like 1 hour, then I'm gonna end it or something like that. And then I'm gonna go on a walk. I'm gonna go to Thornton's. I'm gonna go on a walk, get me a Slurpee, then walk all the way back. Yeah, it's gonna be like $1 and some change. And the good news is, I have $1 and some change. Oh yeah. I'll grab some extra change, you know. Alright, I have the dollar next to me. Yeah, I'm gonna give me a snack, alright. But I'm about to be down here counting for a second. Okay, so 10, wait, no, 20, 30, 4, wait, no. I think this is. Okay, so this is probably $1. This is. Y'all hear nothing. So this is. $35 and $1 plus another $1, so that's $2 and 25 cents, or no, 35 cents. All right, guys, look. This is all I have, literally. So basically, as you guys can see, I put my savings. Yeah, I'm saving up for a camera or something like that. Actually, no, I'm saving up for some new headphones and then other stuff. But I'm gonna use it to get me an icy or something like that. So yeah. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna get ready to go. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to go. You know. Oh, I know what I should hold on. Wait, hold on. Do I have enough to get like 2? Because I kind of want to get 2 for real, for real. Because I think I have enough for like 2, maybe even 3. Because I have like a lot of 10 cents. I'm gonna see if I have enough for 2. And I'm not gonna get like 2 big ones. I'm just gonna get like 2 small ones. I'm gonna get a small. It's gonna taste so yummy. Oh, but the walk is like 30 minutes. Or like 20 minutes actually. So that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna keep my dollar in this pocket and then my change in this pocket. And I'll just put my phone up here. Yeah. I guess I'll see you guys when I get back. All right. So peace out, guys. Oh, right. And the stream's down here.